See people with all kind of oil and thing on the house and the road. A real kind of situation. And get it on them when he's saying everything is alright. But them are staying there. Mr. Mayor, the thing resolved? Everything back to normal? Alright, so more or less. Okay. Cost me $1 set. And you know them crooks make one set of errors. To get school books you talk about horrors. And you know them crooks make one set of errors. Errors in the back, errors in the front. Them people so slack they print where they want. And stupid me before I take a hint. I went and give them make I so to print. Imagine I say Money Lal does try. You know they put Money Lal does lie. I say Gopi Singh is a chief. They put Gopi Singh is a thief. I say Naipaul, I know what's going on. They put Naipaul, I know where he born. But cross my heart, I never say so. You know they misprint me, call it so. Papa, papa, da.
Pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And how are we doing this afternoon? Another wonderful, wonderful day in Grenada, Carriacou, and PD Martinique. Today being Monday, 22nd day of April, 2025. It's just about 1 minute gone past the hour. We are ready, man.
Your spelling and grammar. Boy, them people didn't used to make Skylark. They used to check from full stop down to question mark. They didn't have no word processors, no computers with no copiers, no technicolor, just black and white. But everything used to be right. Imagine I say Kamna likes to type. They put Kamna likes a lot of pipe. I say Assam is a Debonedan. They put Assam is a Makume man. I say Pandey's daughter has a lovely tan. They put Pandey's daughter has an army man. But cross my heart, I never say so. You know the misprint make calypso.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're on for another wonderful one, right? I hope many of you guys did enjoy your long weekend. Get ready and geared again, right? I'll give them a little chance to rest. Yeah?
I went to look for my refund. You know, strange enough, they had no objection. This $60 way I did give them. You know, they give me back without any problem. The only thing between me and you, like they just print their own money too. So your boy was in trouble still. I get two $30 bill. Imagine I say Theodore likes to fuss. You know they put Theodore likes to fuss. I say with Mark job is very huge. You know they put with Mark is just suit. I say Sap Maraj is very special. They put Sap Maraj is very racial. But cross my heart I never say so. You know they misprint me calypso. Papa.
So ladies and gentlemen, we get ready to start right now. Welcome to the persons on my YouTube page. I did inform. I say we will be broadcasting here going forward. Days we're gonna jump over to Facebook. We're trying to link Facebook on the times when we are doing our programming night. So I hope many of you guys are tuned in and you're ready.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to say again officially welcome to another class in session program with yours truly, Royalty James, for another wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. You know, it definitely was a very long weekend, and I want to ensure that I exhibit all the congratulations and best wishes to the Carifta team. Yes, who did a wonderful job over the weekend. All right. So just to jump into my what's happening file on events that will be happening on Sunday the 27th, that is this Sunday, Reservoir Jam, Paint, Foam and Mass. Yes, Shai's Bar put on this wonderful event, so we invite each and every one of you guys to come on out, be a part of a wonderful, wonderful one. Yes, please be advised that anyone wishing to vend en route to Reservoir Jam and also its venue are asked to contact Derry George, aka Shai, on 535 6004. Note well, anyone not having a valid temporary liquor license receipt and also a receipt of proof of payment from Shai, yes, would not be able to vend. Thank you for understanding and cooperating. Vending cost food only would be $50 and food and alcohol will be $150. All right. Also on Saturday, Saturday the 26th at 9, Shai's Bar presents White Out. Yes, we heading straight from there to the Reservoir Jam. DJ Effect Song, Ice Kid, Selector J-Boy, Fishman Jr., Marvel, and Papi 473 Rulers will also be there. Powered by Shai In-House and Spartan Sound System. Yes, that would be a Victorious St. Marks. Our sponsors, Carib Class Court, Independence Agency, Bryden and Miners, Shai's Bar, yes, Westerhall Room, and Glenelg. These are the sponsors that are making the event possible. Yes, and on the 30th, that's next Wednesday, the Afterwork Live Lime with the new national party continues. Remember, next Thursday, the first will be a holiday. So the day before the holiday, from 4, free entry, good vibes, food, drinks on sale at the NNP headquarters in Tempe. Yes, I know the last one was exciting. So I'm inviting each and every one of you guys to be at that event, all right? The St. Andrews Southeast Youth Arm, they present a cocktail dance. Yes, that will be on the 31st of May, 2025. Yes, more information will be coming soon. So don't forget to be a part of this one. The St. Mark's Festival continues. The St. Mark's Organization for Development, they continue their events. Last weekend, the last event held was the Village Athletic Meet. However, today, Tuesday, there will be Village Cricket and Football Finals. That will be at the Austin George Park. Remember, Festival Village is the Austin George Park. So anytime you hear anything referred to as Festival Village, you know definitely it is the Austin George Park. So today, the 22nd, Village Cricket and Football Finals starting from 7 p.m. Yes, on Wednesday, the 23rd, that's tomorrow, returning for night. That is for all our returning nationals that will be here also at Festival Village. That would be from 7. Yes, on Thursday, Bonfire Community Talent Clash, Tanya Lock Competition. That also will be happening at the Festival Village. Yes, all the events are starting 7 p.m. And on Saturday, the Health Fair and Heritage Cultural Night will be happening. The Health Fair will be at 8 a.m. and the Cultural Night will start at 7. Yes, and I just told you guys about Reservoir Jam. That will also be from 5 in the a.m. Yes, on the 27th. And then the events conclude on a family night from 7 p.m. Still pan, live band, comedy, closing and award ceremony. That will be at the Alston George Park, all right? On Friday, April 25th, yes, Katian, she presents seafood boil and nothing like Kat's seafood boil, all right? Small would be $50, large would be $75. You can call 415-0024 to make your orders now. Yes, that will be at the Alston George Park underneath the white tent. Seafood, beers, and music. So go check this one out. It will be a very exciting one. So we're inviting each and every one of you guys to go and check out Cat's Seafood Boil, all right? The St. George's Northeast NNP Women's Group, they're doing a salsa sale. chicken foot and pig foot from 6:30 a.m. That will be on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. There will also be a raffle, yes, that is close to Nick Shop in Bolio. So check this one out. And on the 11th of May, Shai's Bar on the Sea, the Mother's Day edition. Mothers, you can pay only $65 for your ticket, and regular tickets are $75. About the embassy, boarding time is from 2, sailing time is from 3. All right, check out Shai's Bar in Victoria. You check out Chucky's Bar in St. George's, Licks and Bites in Guelph, Dr. Metro in Grenville, or you can check out Mellows Bar in Sates. All right, and finally, Green Screen Promotion. She presents 50 Shades of 50 Shades, Dhaka. That will be a day cruise on the 27th of July aboard the Kayak Princess, DJ Fishman, DJ Smiley, MC Joe International. Boarding time from 1, sailing time from 9. Regular tickets are only $85, VIP $300. So you can check out Chucky's Bar, in St. George's, Spice Mobile, that's in St. Andrews, and Sam in Guelph, all right? VIP section would be including free food and drinks. Yeah, so you guys can be a part of all the events that are taking place as we just mentioned. Yes, you guys, you can link me up if you have an event coming up. Let me know is the event. I must say that any party affiliated event, there will definitely not be any cost. Definitely not be any cost. Once it is a party related event, the youth arm, the youth group in an area, the men's group, whoever it is, as long as it is a new national party, your events can be disseminated here. The information can be disseminated here with no cost whatsoever. But however, you know, if you have your private event, we will talk a little, you know, finances. You understand me? Yes, so we're inviting each and every one of you guys to be a part of that. All right. If you guys would have had yourself a wonderful weekend, I say thank God and God's blessings for that. I myself had myself a bumper one. Yes, it was really, really nice. It was not much festival per se, but I went to a lot of nice events. Yes, yesterday I had the Friends of the Mental, that would be at the Governor General residence, and I had a nice little brunch. I had a bingo. It was a really, really wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I really did enjoy. So if you did the same, I want to say that is so, so great. Yes, so, so great. I want to extend a warm congratulations to the Grenada Carifta team. Yes, to the Grenada Carifta team. You guys really did fly the flag of Grenada really high at the Carifta Games that were held this weekend in Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to say to you guys, congratulations, all the best. And in going forward, I just want to say that we can continue to push our youngsters as they continue to raise the flag really high. Yes, National Stadium and Track Stadium built for them to develop and be better. And so I want to say congratulations to the national team. Yes, all right. And I want you guys to please join me in congratulating Brother BJ, Brother John, the lead, the constituency lead for St. Patrick's East. He recently graduated from Cabral College with a master's in sustainable development practice. Yes, say to you guys, when NNP gets persons involved, we are not doing it based on guess. We do it based on merit. Persons that are educated, persons that are continuing to push themselves. Imagine you have another one they send to study up to know he can get nothing. Yeah? You always want to go in parliament and talk loud and laugh people. There we have a gentleman who is basically what we consider to be an elder. Yes, basically in his twilight stage, and he's still going out there and educating himself. You have young ones here that are continuing to stay within a certain space, within the behavior and mannerism. And so we want to wish them all the best also. But we want to just say congratulations to Brother BG. Yes, more exciting information, right? The constituents of St. David's, the powerhouse from the St. David's area, has emerged. Let's rally and support behind the new caretaker, Miss Norlin Thomas. Yes, she do have the charisma based on simply just taking the opportunity to follow her. She seems to be a wonderful person in terms of charisma. Um, there is not much I can say about the individual, but to many of you guys who do know her, and wish her all the best as she have placed herself with the best team. Yes, not one of the. She has placed herself with the best team in Grenada in terms of legacy, in terms of experience, in terms of education, and she seems to be an individual that might have a few wonderful qualifications beneath her belt. And so I would still go forward in knowing more, maybe getting to know her personally. Yes, so I want to say congratulations, St. David's. Your caretaker has been announced, and you see the thing about it, we have done so many things chronologically in the manner in which it has to be done. Yes, conventions, yes, interactions, socials, getting the team together, registration. Now we're starting to unfold caretakers. So you see, at the end of the day, when they keep saying NNP this and NNP that, they are continuing to see a party operating based on not just feelings, but protocol, practices, yes, things that would have developed each and every one of us. Yeah, just noticing now that I don't have my headphones on. Yes, so she will be going up against the leader in St. David's, and I'm saying to you, it is a job that seems a bit easier than many of you guys would expect. Wait until the election day, and you guys will get to understand what I mean by that. Yes, we haven't mentioned the political leader and prime minister. Again, this morning, our young stars, after being so successful over the weekend, they were welcomed on the island at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. And again, with the absence of the prime minister in the state. So we had brother Blackadan, who just got Ultimate Soca Champion. He was not there. We have had the Carifta team. He again was not there. I think he was there with the Olympians, and I think that would have been his only occasion when he was there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to understand and see the manner in which many of you guys don't understand how careless or careless, as we would say sometimes, when it comes to this prime minister. Yeah, he cares less. He cares less. As a, we don't say in local terminology, he no business. Yes, and his carelessness is on the merit that he believes that Grenada belongs to him. Yes, he honestly believes Grenada belongs to him, and he's one of the individuals that have the tendency now to not remember a lot of things that he said, a lot of the things that was mentioned, and so on. And I would like to play one for you now, which I find it very funny, because the question is now, where is he now? When he was asking everybody where were they, the question is, where are you now?
Where have you been since 2014 for you to not smell the stench that comes from the sargassum that the people of Soubise and Maki have to live with day in, day out? Where have you been to not know that the fishermen of Soubise and Maki have to walk through the sargassum every day to get onto and off their boats with their fish? Where have you been to not know that the sargassum is damaging the engines of the boats? Where have you been to not know that the sargassum is creating skin rashes to our fishermen and the people who go on the beach and have to wade through the sargassum?
Ladies and gentlemen, he's asking, where was the NNP basically in 2014? Yes, and it amazes me that we can pose the question Not where was he or where is he, is the question to be asked now. It's funny how when you sit back and you malinger and you bad talk and you believe you can fix everything and the opportunity is granted to you and you can't do anything at all. He asked where was the NNP in 2014? Yes, but also recent, he opened a lockage area and other facilities that was made available to the people of Soubise and Maki, the fisher folks of Soubise and Maki. A facility was recently opened. Himself and Minister James, Kieran James, was the one who were present, or the ones that was present in that opening ceremony. And funny enough, while he was asking this question, the process and negotiation and fundings were being made available to have what he opened today a reality. So you see, they sit aside and they castigated in order to get into office by saying anything. So if he had done his groundwork then, he would have known that there was project that was on his way, or projects that was on their way to deal with the issue there. Instead, he come and promise that he's going to get a net. Yeah? He's going to get a big net. So when the sarcasm coming in, he will catch it. But let me say to you, ladies and gentlemen, from since 2022 to today, we ask the question, where is he now? That is the question posed now. Where is he now? Because the sarcasm still comes in. The fisher folks of Soubise and Maki still goes to their boats, and their engine are still in the water, and they still have to go through the water to get to their boats. So the rash that he mentioned and the deteriorating engines that he mentioned, have they since disappeared magically since he took office on the 23rd of June 2022. It is amazing how much they have talked and talked and talked, and they fooled the Grenadian people. And now the reality is that when they were only talking, they were talking on mere fumes. Yes? So when he was asking that question, negotiations and fundings was taking place under the new National Party so that the fisher folks of Soubise and Maki can have what you went and opened a few months back. So you're not man enough and you don't have enough balls to stand and let the Grenadian people know that when I said this, this was in process. This is what was happening under the new National Party when I was bragging about sarcasm and you will get net. Yes? Mouth open, words jump out. And so it's funny, ladies and gentlemen. And you see, there is a group of persons in Grenada that have since taken the notion to basically evaluate those things, remove them from the minds of the Grenadian people. So recent, we remembered vividly there was an incident involving a particular journalist in the Montrose area. And apparently they have fixed that area. And I saw the journalist making a nice video interviewing persons. Now that they have basically continued the process in Montrose. Yeah? So that now can be posted. You can go and you can posting and you're bragging. But ladies and gentlemen, there are other things in Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, that when you go back to the things that was said and was done, and you look at the reality today, they are not posting about that. So If you want to retract on what would have happened to where it is now, there are many other things. Oil and gas, faith program, yes, sarcasm, yeah, legalization and decriminalization. Those things that would promise 2,500 houses, those things that was promised, we want you to sidetrack, not sidetrack, but go back on those same conversations. And then there are things that are making news all over Grenada. Remember when the justice was served to the pensioners and how much they made it a big deal. It's like many of them would have praised the mere fact that the judgment was given during the NNP administration. But let me say this, and I'm reading from Brother Nolan's page, Nolan Cox, that labels and reads and headlines, justice delayed but not denied. For those of you guys who don't know, there are many of these cases that are happening now where persons was victimized and removed from position and jobs, where government is now losing those cases. But we're going to let you guys know. Friends, colleagues and supporters of fair labor practices in Carriacou and PD Martinique, I was pleased but not surprised of the outcome of the recent Minister of Labor review into the legal firing of 5 dedicated ministry employees right after 2022 general election. The Minister of Labor, in our remarks at the budget debate, informed the Senate that matters were settled and workers would be compensated. Here is what came to light after the union's tireless advocacy. Breach of notice pay. Labor law guarantees 2 months' pay in law of notice. The workers only receive 1 month pay at the time of the firing. Missing severances. Severances payments are non-negotiable under the Grenada Labor Act, yet none was paid to the workers. Withheld holiday payments. Earned annual leave must be compensated on termination. 0 holiday pay was issued to the workers. No just cause. The reason given for the dismissal were unsubstantiable, yes, or unsubstained. No evidence, no due process, which allow workers to respond to the claim made against them. However, the current worker or the current workers of the Ministry of Carriacou engaging in similar activities, what the workers were fired for and actioned against them. Why? This clear act of victimization targeting workers based on presumed political preferences. After months of back and forth, the union and the ministry have agreed that the workers were vindicted and will receive full compensation for all owed wages, severances, and holiday pay. While we welcome the remedial step, I still believe that reinstatement of the workers would have been more beneficial. However, no worker should live in fear that a belief might cost them their livelihood. What was done wrong and shouldn't happen to any worker. Ladies and gentlemen, justice delayed, but justice was not denied. And so, you hear very little of this. If anything at all, I am certain there are some persons here that are opening their mouth and in awe that they're actually hearing this now. I don't know if any other media person, any other media host would have brought it out there. Yeah? But we are going to make you guys know that workers who was victimized, workers who basically was deemed to be politically affiliated with the new National Party, and vacation leave and severances was not paid to them, let me say to you, 5 of them would have received such severances and all other things that is due to them. And I'm in agreement with Mr. Cox Because if all that, and you can't find a reason for the reason why you fired them, they should be reinstated. They should be reinstated. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a reason to fire me, I am fully hired. Aren't you in agreement? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the start. I am saying to you guys, and let me say this. This is my honest opinion. You see how NNP had to deal with their issues very early? The NDC would have to deal with theirs very late. Because there are a few things that are going to start coming out into the light. Ladies and gentlemen, I have my popcorn and my coke ready for when that movie starts to film. Because when it starts, we as Grenadians would sit in awe. I continue to say that on this program. Ain't call for noise yet. He doesn't call for noise at all. More so. Your voice should be and must be heard when the election date is called, so that we can show them that we need not to make noise on Facebook and other social media platforms in order to get our point across. Our legacy, our footprints have been made in the sand. And so we have nothing to prove. All we have to do is reclaim. And what we're reclaiming, we are reclaiming here in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, whom we know, not even believe, we know can govern this state in the manner in which it must be governed. You have ministers of government and other members and other persons. Simple issues. Boat houses and roads have become transformational all of a sudden in Grenada. Yes, paying money is an increase to workers have become a great project. The new National Party have numerous housing projects, and they were castigated. Yes, and the housing process after 2 hurricanes were commendable. In less than just under 15 or 10 years, the new National Party had several housing projects. But all of a sudden, that becomes a great transformational achievement. And we have ministers of government posting drains, yeah, and roadways and byways, little roads, and that is transformational. And when you look at the major roads, yes, the major projects to undertake and to get done, they can't get it done. But they post in a little road, and you hear people saying the government is working. The road conditions throughout the length and breadth of Grenada continue to worsen. Throughout the length and breadth, you heard me correctly, continues to worsen. But they are in by roads and byways, paving drains and paving roadways, and you hear persons on the other side say transformational. When you have major housing projects around Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, not like a boathouse, you know, where if the wolf pass and he huff and he puff and he could blow you away. Major housing projects. And that wasn't transformational to their supporters. Yes? Instead, we see little byways. Yeah? Major roads. Monkuma Road Project. Yes? River Road projects. Yes? And many others. Many of us all over the globe here in Grenada. Globe being a little bit too expanded. But here in Grenada locally, you can see many of the projects were done. And that wasn't transformational. But little road and little house. Persons in little houses like the little pigs. 3 little pigs. And once you huff and you puff, you could blow them away. But that is transformational. You have a big hole on the carnage. Yeah? Project in Woodlands can finish. River Road project can continue 2.5 years. Health has gone no way. Not the needle, not me that say. The needle have not moved. That is not transformational. Little byways and little roads. Yeah? Minister passing Saturday, acting Prime Minister, stopping an area where I'm socializing, and he taking a picture of a drain area, a road area. Person said, hey, what's up? Come around and he see person sitting there and he started to take a picture. Yeah? And then post it. Tell all you, I had first hand as it relates to. Neither has to take the picture. Hey, look at, he proud to see me. I never understand that. The minister was glad to see me. Yeah? The minister was glad to see me. So he asked his photograph, take a picture. And I'm in the picture asking, well, get so excited. Yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, when we look among us, the farmers of Bud Grove, for the more that area where Lennox Andrew is, or you get rid of Lennox some place. Or you can start to vote from tomorrow, please, Silla. And the thing about it, these persons, I don't know if they hear themselves. But hear them. I don't know if they hear themselves, but I want you to hear them. If they can't hear themselves and they don't realize what it means to be recorded, then hear them.
And he's really one farmer. Because when you talk to the other farmers, they're not happy with what he's doing. Yeah, one farmer. And objectively, he's not being fair. Not just to himself, but he's not being fair to the other farmers. And he's not being fair to the ministry, who is his employer.
The situation is here now in Lord Bow here is that our water source being cut off from us.
And he's really one farmer. Because when you talk to the other farmers, they're not happy with what he's doing.
It's not I and I who go with perish, everybody. All them children. I mean, it can be without food. Tell me, how long you could spend without food? I mean, and water. I mean, that's essential things.
And he's really one farmer. Because when you talk to the other farmers, they're not happy with what he's doing.
Asking the government if you're interested in youths in agriculture, females in agriculture, that you find a solution and that you will please give us back the water so that we could continue to feed the nation, because it is something that I really love doing.
And he's really one farmer. Because when you talk to the other farmers, they're not happy with what he's doing.
I really can't bear it again no more. So we're asking whosoever in charge of the government, the minister, to please give us back the water, please. And we help ourselves and my family. You know what I mean?
And he's really one farmer. Because when you talk to the other farmers, they're not happy with what he's doing. Yeah, one farmer.
Ladies and gentlemen, in any leadership position, your main focus is to find the solution. And finding solution, mind you, I am not saying that he need to fix the problem. I am saying find the solution. Now the solution goes many ways. It could be consultation. It could be you meeting with the farmers, having a meeting with all the farmers and finding the solution. It could mean meeting with Nawasa and seeing how best the issue can be dealt with. And many other ways and means in which you can or you should be able to deal with the issue. Now, when you hear a minister speaks in that light, instead of finding a way to deal with the problem, and in that being said, the solution aspect of it, what do you expect? Persons are having issues, and your only way of fixing that problem was to high-handedly cut off the water. And then you say, oh, well, all the farmers have a problem, and only one farmer we have a problem with. But at the end of the day, you cut off the source, the most important source to his productivity. So okay, the other farmers have a problem with him. And you as a person, in your leadership capacity as Minister of Government, your first solution or your only way of dealing with the problem is to cut off the water. Come on, people. Come on. Let us be realistic. Let us be realistic. Now, there is information that was made available when it comes to this issue. Dated April 8th. Yes? And the fact of the matter is, we're seeing notification of disconnection of the Marimbo water system. And the audacity to even involve, at the end of the day, even say it's Nawasa. Said it was Nawasa. Said Nawasa was the real issue. But ladies and gentlemen, the more these persons continue to go down that path with their lies, it would continue to bite them, because the fact is we know the truth. The fact is that we know the truth. And so when they come with their lies, ever so often we shoot it down very early. As a Minister of Government, your role and function is to find the solution. So the other farmers have a problem, and you believe your only way of dealing with that problem is to say, shut off the water. Not even meeting with the farmer to find a solution. Come on, man. We ought to reach to a stage here in Grenada to understand the level of high-handedness. I so want to share a story here, but I will not. Takes me to my other point, ladies and gentlemen, and is it an excerpt again from Political Science, Politics and Government. That is a Facebook page. You guys can follow that page. Gives some really nice information. Yes, and I tell you guys, sometimes when I sit to come and do the program, I go through all those different posts. So I don't really take from, oh, yes, say and they say, and you know, sometimes you have to go through what is being posted and what is being said. There is other things that are being said, but you don't necessarily want to start a bacchanal here on social media over next to nothing. Yeah? So with that being said, let me just read this one, and let me just say this very early. And to the political leader of the New National Party, Sister Emmeline Pear, Honorable Emmeline Pear, I believe this is going to become a critical issue in going forward, because I am experiencing this issue right now. Let me give you my experience before, and it's to do with the electoral office. Yes, having been a police officer, I have made several attempts to be moved from the police list. Last year, in July, before traveling, I inquired about it. I was given a form. I was told to bring it to the JP and sign it and have it signed and so on and so forth. I did this. When I went to look for my name in the electoral office, and I'm not calling the electoral office, but if you know where I vote, then fine. The gentleman that was there said to me that the person is on holidays, and he sent me to Tempe. When I got to Tempe the first day, there were nobody there. And they were right in the corner of Decall. They were past the bridge, that little area there. I went on 2 occasions. On the second occasion, I met a young lady who directed me back to town. Yeah? Back to the area. Yes? When I got back, I said, this is what I'm inquiring. This is what I want to know, X, Y, and Z. Because in its entirety, I'll be moving my registration. Said to me, the person in Tempe would have a better idea. And as I said, I went there, I met the person the second day. When I went back to town, he was about to direct me back to Tempe. I said, no. I said, I can't take it. It's too much of back and forth for me. I am registered. The fact of the matter is, I am just wanting to remove my name from the list and basically move also my registration to X, Y, and Z. Inquired from even the head office. Well, that phone ring until like kingdom come. But ladies and gentlemen, I am seeing in many electoral offices, and this is not just in Tempe. This one is specifically about Tempe. But I am seeing a lot of foolishness, and I'm hearing about a lot of foolishness in a lot of electoral offices in Grenada. Is either the persons don't know, they can't direct you, they don't understand the processes, and many persons are becoming frustrated to the point where they don't even want to go and get registered. Madam Political Leader, let's look a little deeper into this. If it means going into all the offices in one day and make a visitation to see for yourself, we got to do this. But let me just read this excerpt. Person said, what's going on in the Tempe Electoral Office? I am calling on the relevant authority to immediately address the situation at the Electoral Office located in Tempe. Over the past weeks, I have received multiple reports from constituents who attempt to register and find the office closed without any official notice or explanation. Further investigation suggests that the registration machine is down. If it is the case, why hasn't the public been informed? Why is there no clear communication from the electoral office? This silence is unacceptable. It creates confusion, frustration, and raises serious concern about the transparency of our electoral process. My team made anonymous calls and was told that the applications could be processed due to the inoperable machine. But even then, no one could say when it could be back up and running. Our people deserve better. The electoral system must be seen as credible, accessible, and respective to all citizens. We need answers, and we need them now. Honorable Pair, this is a growing concern, not just in the Tempe area. Take it from me, it is not just in the Tempe area. Many other constituents are complaining as it relates to the level of processes that are happening and the credibility, the operational hours. You're going and you're seeing electoral offices closed at a particular time. And again, I don't know what level of training that has been given, but there's a lot of questions some people can't answer. There are some areas where persons are okay. Yes, and I must commend the young lady from St. Mark's. Yes. Very, very informative in some areas. And then in some areas, again, it's like, you know what? And nothing happening there. This is troubling. This is troubling. I think there was a document that made public recently also by the political leader. When it comes to, I think, the electoral office in Kariakou, or the person responsible there, I am subjected to correction there. But ladies and gentlemen, the fact of the matter is, we are seeing and hearing too much of those issues. Let's not take this lightly. Remember, the ball is in their court. The ball is in their court. They have the okay to call it when and where. Let us not take this lightly. We cannot have the process. We are going into what? Year 3. We are going into year 3. There are persons who want to get registered. And if they're wanting to get registered and they keep going and it is not happening for them, they would get frustrated. They will get frustrated. We need to understand the importance of this process. Election is a numbers game. And we can be not playing, we can be out here doing the work ever so often. Because we are the ones on the ground, you know. NNP is the ones doing the work right now. That is the facts. They're not doing anything, they're laid back. Because to them, NNP done. NNP done beat. So leave them there, they say that. But at the end of the day, the processes of the state, we want it being in operational. We want it to be operating. We want it to be operating. We cannot sit back, and I wouldn't want to be part of a team that sit back and watch us lose a general election because of mere incompetence. We need to get this right and get it right now. These people will play this game up until the last. You feel they don't know? You think they're not aware? You feel because before that post, they weren't made available, the information wasn't made available to them to know that is happening? They are aware. But they care less. They care less. And as I said, if we don't get it done, ain't nobody getting it done for us. Yes? And we definitely need to look very deep into this. So I'm making this clarion call on my dear political leader. If it means that I have to be a team of persons that go around Grenada to find out the operations of those electoral offices, because we do have a right. We do have a right as the opposition to have fair and free access to all the information when it comes to the electoral process in the state. So if it means that you have to mount a team together and say, listen to me, let's visit these areas in 2 days or 3 days. Let us find out what is the process, the operational hours, so we can post it on our pages. Yes, let me post it on our pages. Let the NNP be able to tell the registered voters. If they don't want to tell them, that's their business. But we are not going to keep it a secret with them. So we get to know that, okay, if it means that Victoria opens from 8 to 11, 11:30, they take a break from 12 to 1, then we have to be able to let our persons know this. So we know we're not going to go randomly and hoping that they open. So we really need to get this process up and running, because we see what is happening. Person in charge of the electoral office in Carriacou and P.T. Martinique, you see them in big NDC meetings, allegedly. Yeah? So my thing is that let's fix that issue and let's fix that issue now. Let's fix that issue and let's fix that issue now. As I said, to these people, they believe all the things that they said during the general election disappeared. They burned all the tape. And so I remember I had to put Brother David Andrew, the very said day he was mentioned, but we put a nice little one together. I just want you to take a little listen to it.
I listened to the talk about this administration promising 500 homes a year and 500 homes a month, and people suggesting how many homes we should deliver in what time. I at no point heard or saw written anything about 500 homes a year, a month, or anything of that sort.
We are aiming to construct 2,500 homes. The homes will be made available for sale.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're getting in Grenada now. This is what we're getting in Grenada. It is called transformational forgetfulness. Transformational forgetfulness. All of a sudden, their minds have transformed, and so things that were said and done can't be remembered. Transformational forgetfulness. And the thing about it, it is only adequately available when they want it to be. Only when they want it to be adequately available in their minds, that is when it pops back up. Oh, yeah, that was said. But Kit said that to defend the wrong, it is always a way and a means. Remember, he went on to say that if NNP would have built 500 houses in 23 years, how many houses we would have had. He could vividly remember how much years NNP was there and no houses were built. But something 2 years ago that was said by a political leader, you can't remember. Transformational forgetfulness. That is what you call it. And so, before, paying workers' money was taxpayers' money. Now, it is transformational forgetfulness. Before, building roads, NNP was a concrete government. Because all we turn the building road. All of a sudden, when you build road, it is called transformational forgetfulness. When you said that the health system was bad and was awful, and you castigated all things, everything, there was nothing good that was going on in health in Grenada. And you let people know that NNP this and NNP that, and you made the Grenadian people aware that, hey man, watch me, don't worry NNP, nothing going on in health. Yes, and then your health minister, not us, your health minister came forward and he let the Grenadian people know the truth as it relates to what is going on in health. And so when he said what he said and he uttered it, it became something that NNP that did that. NNP just decide they go do that for themselves. And so the transformational forgetfulness hit them immediately as he said that.
I believe the NDC won election on a promise of better health care. I do not believe that we've actually significantly moved the needle. I believe.
So immediately when he said that, transformational forgetfulness came about. Tell you it's called transformational forgetfulness. So they are in their own space, remembering things on their own merits. So whenever they feel, that is the truth. That is the truth. Only when they believe something is the truth, it is the truth. And the Grenadian people should listen. But I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, you know what hurts me most? The journalism in this state. When persons had NNP at the core, calling them up in different press briefings, and always having Dr. Mitchell name in something, the rainfall, the sunshine, it baffles me that the same different journalism has taken a deteriorable turn. Transformational forgetfulness is what you call it. Because now all they're getting is transform, or maybe transformers. Because now you see them, now you don't. In Grenada, they're one person, overseas they're the next. Let me say to you, ladies and gentlemen, the new National Party has a significant work to do in this state. And to all true NNP supporters, the NNP have done a significant amount for you, for us as Grenadians. This is our time. This is our time. For every NNP who stayed quiet for the last election, or for the past 2.5 years, crawl out. Crawl out and come out. Yes, the party met in a little process. That's what I call it. No conflict, no fight. Persons who are dissatisfied, persons who take their own merit. That is acceptable. That is understandable. That is human. That is humane. Yes, everybody's not going to like everything. But when you stand for a cause, and as I say to you guys that I always reference United States, there are persons yes, who stand on the fact that I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. Despite I don't like the leader or his leadership, I am of that, and I would fight of the cause. Some may not vote for whatever reason. But let me say to you from the depth of my heart, and I'm not speaking on a party-affiliated grounds here. But if Honorable Emmeline Pear is not the best choice for Grenada at this stage politically, then I don't know who is. If the team of persons, young men and young women that are with the youth arm are not the best choice of young people, and even if we could get better or more in Grenada, I don't know who is. This political organization has an engine of persons that are dedicated and willing to see the upliftment of this political organization. Take it from me. Maybe I could call names, but I would not. Behind the scenes, you don't see them much. You don't hear them much. But let me tell you something. They like the little train that keep going. That keep going. And I want many of you guys within your polling area, within your constituency, wherever you are, to take the opportunity and start to pedal that train in the direction where we know that on that date, when it is called, the victory goes sweet. Some of us might need a insulin because we might get diabetes with sugar might go up. Because the victory is going to be sweet. Disappointing even in community areas. Disappointing in representation in constituencies. Disappointing in ministerial portfolios. Disappointing in prominent secretaries. Disappointing in public relations. And then they post two pictures. That is what they believe is going to capture the voters of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. When you go to the marketplace and you dip in your pocket, you realize that the pound of flour that you paid $7 for last week, you're paying $10.50 for it this week. The opportunities to be given to bus conductors and bus drivers and public servants in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique is not being met through concessions and other ways and means that they can get by. See an individual this morning making a protest for teachers. I don't know the story, I can't share it. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at Grenada and see for yourself. Is it that this is the calm before the storm, or this is the point where we simply just stay calm? Let us refocus our thoughts. Let us compare and let's contrast. Let us put everything into perspective in terms of the manner in which a country should be operating. Prime Minister cannot micromanage. Should not be micromanaging. And so any other minister of government should not micromanage in no area or constituency. When you see MIT in Sotez, you see him in St. Andrews, you need to ask yourself 4 different questions. Remember Dr. Modest being, and I can speak to Dr. Modest because St. Mark's, yeah, being in labor and health, yes, and tourism. But when it comes to road and road projects, even if she's not responsible for the ministry, she's the one on the ground more than even the minister responsible, because she knows she has a purpose to represent the people, that the people who elected her within her constituency. And so you're not seeing representations within those different constituencies, but you're seeing other ministers. Well, not other ministers, one minister. All over. He posts a picture here and he posts a picture there. And they should come and fool the Grenadian people to win a next general election. Calling to old people, tell them this time they die. Yes? Tell them this time around the Grenadian people would not stand on empty promises. Yes? And don't try to put your heart where your heart can reach, your hand can reach, to try to get a 2 little votes. If anybody understands politics, this is a political organization that is struggling financially. What I make is what I spend. When the minister tells you he can buy you a drink, he means it. You know, he can do more than that. So ladies and gentlemen, let us continue to power on. Let us continue to keep the flag of Grenada flown high. And if we want to keep it there and fly it higher, let's do so by electing the right people in office. Yes? It was a pleasure being in your company for another class in session program, for another wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to forge on, as we continue to make every Grenadian, that's what they want to be, every Grenadian understand their right to cast a ballot. Not to every right to everybody to be NNP. According to say, let everybody be NDC. No. We want everybody understand the right to cast a ballot. Yes? We want everybody to have the right to make an honest decision based on performance by the political organization that have been presenting themselves to the people. As we continue on this chart, I ask that you continue to view programs like this and all others as we continue to chart forward. My name is Royalty James. It was a pleasure being in your company. Catch you right back here again tomorrow as we have another class in session program.
All kind of oil and thing on the house and the road, a real kind of situation. And Gillett and them when he's saying everything is all right. But them are staying there. Mr. Mayor, the thing resolved? Everything back to normal? All right, good, more or less, okay. $1 and you know them crooks make one set of errors. To get school books you talk about horrors, and you know them crooks make one set of errors. Errors in the back, errors in the front. Them people so slack they print where they want, and stupid me before I take a hint. I went and give them make I so to print. Imagine I say Monilal does try. You know they put Monilal does lie. I say Gopi Singh is a chief. They put Gopi Singh is a thief. I say Naipal, I know what's going on. They put Naipal, I know where he born. But cross my heart, I never say so. You know they misprint me, call it so. Pa-pa, pa-pa-da. Printer. They used to check your spelling and grammar. Boy, them people didn't used to make skylark. They used to check from full stop down to question mark. They didn't have no word processors, no computers with no copiers, no technicolor, just black and white. But everything used to be right. Imagine I say Kamna likes to type. They put Kamna likes a lot of pipe. I say Assam is the Bonedan. They put Assam is the Magume man. I say Pandey's daughter has a lovely tan. They put Pandey's daughter has an army man. But cross my heart, I never say so. You know they misprint me calypso. Look for my refund. You know, strange enough, they had no objection. This $60 way I did give them. You know, they give me back without any problem. The only thing between me and you, like they just print their own money too. So your boy was in trouble still. I get two $30 bill. Imagine I say Theodore likes to fuss. You know they put Theodore likes to fuss. I say with Mark job is very huge. You know they put with Mark is just suit. I say Sap Maraj is very special. They put Sap Maraj is very racial. But cross my heart, I never say so. You know they misprint me calypso. Papa.